Chris, an unbelievable performance. 3 of the last 4. The boys very impressive. You must be delighted. 12 losses in a row. Nice to have a win against the Saints.
Very nice, yeah. Obviously, Saints are a terrific team, and we've got a huge amount of respect for them, almost as much respect as the boys have for me. This is a disgrace. But we're wrapped. It's a great win.
Just a few missiles coming at you there, Juddy. those tagging roles tonight, how important were they for the result?
Yeah, really good. I thought Andy Carazzo's job on Nick Del Santo all night was terrific. AJ on Milne. We just had a lot of matchups all over the field that worked in our favour tonight. So yeah, look, we'll review the game on Monday, and we're excited about the win, but we've got another huge challenge next week, and at the risk of sounding boring, we'll pretty quickly be focusing in on that.
Jody, thanks for having us in the meeting room during the week. We saw some fantastic vision. Was there a conscious shift to prepare any differently this week for StKilda? It looked like from a coaching point of view, it was handled magnificently. Yeah, I thought the coaches did a terrific job tonight. Preparation pretty much stays the same every week. Obviously, we speak about what different size strengths are, but more often than not, we really try and focus on what we want to do, and that strategy remains pretty similar each week.
Juddy, Rui here. Well done tonight, mate. Fantastic win from the boys. When you're coming out of the centre now, we spoke about the absence of Favola. When you're coming forward, he was obviously a magnet and drew a lot of inside 50 targets. How is it different when you're coming out of the middle and you look up and see a lot of different options?
Look, I think we're just a lot more unpredictable now. Obviously, Feb was a terrific player for this footy club. But without him now, it's forced us to have probably a more even forward line. And I think not having that one focal target's made it a lot harder for zoning defenders.
Jody, one of the most improved players in the competition is Jordan Russell. 32 possessions tonight across half-back. How have you seen his improvement?
Yeah, terrific. He finished the last 7 or 8 games off last year incredibly strongly, and I think that was really the turning point in his career. And he's continued his form on this year. He really sets it up for us down back. He comes off when he has to and reads the ball well, and obviously his foot skills are terrific as well.
Chris, thank you for your time tonight. Well played, a big win for the Blues.
Thanks, boys. Cheers.
Chris, Juddy had an unbelievable night tonight. Here's some highlights of the skipper. He dominated from the middle. His strength is extraordinary. Being tackled, he just breaks away.
I think it's his strength. You see this one here. It's just his strength through the core. And I've argued that having 3 weeks off at the start of the year has probably been a good thing. He's been able to sort of continue a really strong pre-season, put some real work in through the NAB Cup, have a bit of a breather, and he's been amazing. And he's had that sort of West Coast form when he won the Brownlow, I reckon.
And we spoke to Ross Lyon before the game, and he's the sort of player, Tommy and Nick, you can't really tag. It's like Gary Ablett yesterday.
Will help us is Chris Yarran. He's with Tim Watson.
Well, Chris, well done. You scorched them with the speed tonight, didn't you, around the ground?
Yes, we did. We always knew that, StKilda's got a pretty slow backline, fair to say, but with me, Jeffrey and Eddie out there, we use our pace a lot, and I reckon they've come on the win.
So was the plan to take the defenders up the ground a little bit and then turn them inside out, kick the ball over the top?
It's one of our strengths, one of our 3 Indigenous guys up there, so you might as well use it on a fast deck like Eddie at Stadium. So, it was probably one of the biggest plans that we had, just to roll down to halfway and then get them on the back lead, so which worked out pretty good.
I'm just wondering, who's the quickest out of the 3 of you?
I'd say myself, mate. I'd got him covered, I think.
I reckon Eddie might have you covered over the first 15. I reckon you might be better over the 100, though.
I wouldn't say that, mate, but I'm pretty fast than Eddie and Jeffrey as well, I think.
You must be enjoying the football, having the 3 of you in the forward line at the same time. I mean, you seem to be able to have a great understanding with each other.
Yeah, we do. We're close mates, and it's good to have us 3 Indigenous guys up there. It's good for the footy club, and it's just really scary for opposition back.
How far do you reckon this team can go?
I think we can play finals, and whatever happens in the finals, I think main step is getting there though. But if we play good footy, we beat Geelong and now StKilda, so I think we can match it with the best. So I can't see why not we can't go the way.
It was a great effort tonight. Well done.
Thanks, mate.
The skipper was sensational, by the way, tonight. Brett Redden, welcome to Game Day.
How are you, fellas?
12 losses in a row. Nice to break that drought.
Yeah, it was one that we didn't really talk about much, but it's something that the Saints have had the hoodoo against us, so we wanted to break that.
50 goals, I think, conceded by the Saints. You kicked 20 tonight against them, but through the middle it set it up.
Yeah, it did. I thought some of our defensive work to turn the ball over in the midfield really helped us, and with Garlett and Betts really showing that speed, and Yarran, it was really critical for us. So yeah, it was just great run and dash through the corridor and gave our forwards every chance.
As a coach, are there games where you feel like you've really prepared well? We saw some great footage of the midfield meeting and it looked like you implemented that perfectly tonight. Do you take it as a win from a coaching point of view?
I think sometimes, like as a player, you go home and you analyse your own performance and you think that really worked for us. And, you know, I suppose last week we lost by 53 points. So as a coach, you sort of thought, well, this didn't really work and this did. So it's something that I suppose you analyse. And, yeah, tonight worked pretty well for us.
Rats, Andrew Carazzo did a really good job on Nick Del Santo. Just concentrated all night. Every time Del Santo came off, he came off with him and just stuck to his job for the whole 4 quarters.
Yeah, it was one of the best team roles that Andrew's performed for the team, and for him to go out and sacrifice, you know, his possessions. He's a player that can get 40 possessions in a game and has it at AFL level. So for him to go and sacrifice that was a great team role.
Yeah.
Rats, we're used to Jeffy Garlett's first cousin kicking a lot of goals, Buddy Franklin. Tonight he kicked 4 and was unbelievably good.
Yeah, he was electric. I think Jeffy knew his performance last week was below par and really struggled. I think he had 1 possession to 3/4 time, but against the Cats he was really important, and tonight he responded fantastic with 4 goals.
We just interviewed Chris Yarran, and he declared himself the quickest out of the 3 of them. Have you got a bit of insight into Yarran, Betts and Gartlett?
I think Yaz is the quickest. Yeah, I think he is legitimate.
He was very humble about it.
Yeah, well, he's a pretty shy kid, but he's electric, Yaz. But Jeffrey's quick, but I'd back Yaz in.
Where would you love to play Jeff Garlett if you had your choice? Just leave him somewhere.
Just forward pocket, I think. Half forward, forward pocket. I think the small forwards have really helped us with speed and create some opportunities under Satanta, and Jared Waite was fantastic tonight as well.
With your forward line, are you running with the same sort of structure minus Favola, or is it a new structure and less predictable, or is it, you know, Satanta's come in and playing Fev's role and everyone else is just probably chiming in and kicking goals because you're less predictable?
Yeah, it hasn't changed a lot. I think just the name has, and I think Satanta's ability to get higher up the ground has helped us. But also just to have the 3 smalls around it, I think the space behind can be important, but also that space in front of the forwards as well. So we haven't really tinkered with it enormously, but there is a slight change.
Chris Judd, he can't be far off walking on water. He's played 4 games, he's won 3 of them. Yep. Tonight he even put his finger back in after it was dislocated.
Yeah, I didn't see that, but you're about to show the footage here.
The footage here, he's just dislocated and he thinks, I'll just take care of this myself.
Yep. Maybe a doctor's career beckons for Chris after football.
He must be a wonderful man to coach.
He's a great team leader, and the way he goes about it, I think there's, I suppose it's very much similar to Nick, the way they prepare themselves and they get the most out of themselves to make sure that they get the best result, and he's one of the champs of the game.
Yeah. Rats, it might be a bad thing that he's actually missed those 3 games early, like coming towards the end of the year. He came in really fresh, he's been on fire. It might be a bad thing in the long run.
Yeah, he seems to be running over the top of the ground really well, and his energy levels are really good, so I think it's really helped him, and especially coming up to a 5-day turnaround. You know, he hasn't played the first 3 weeks, so he should be really chiming in against Port Adelaide.
Jared Waite, when the game was hot early, seemed to be moving, covering the ground as best as he has since his injury. How did you see his game?
I thought it was great. His ability to fly for the ball, that was an issue, I think, in the first couple of weeks. I thought, the first week against Richmond was pretty good, especially in the first half. And then as we got into the season, and I suppose the hype and the energy level to come back from a knee injury, second week up, it's sort of like when you play your first game, the energy level's there and then it falls away. And I think Jared his timing was really out of whack, and his ability to jump and make a contest really fell away. So we thought it was great for him to go back. And it's, I think I said in the press conference, it's not just about the on-field, going back to the Bull Ants and doing it. It's also at training. So every day he just chipped away at it, and he got the rewards tonight.
We've spoken about a few players, Dream Team points. Everyone lives by their Dream Team teams. This is how they fared tonight. Jordan Russell leads the way with 152 Rats. How did you see his game?
I thought he was second best on ground behind Crazzo.
Best on was?
Andrew Crazzo. I thought his team role was outstanding.
What about the short break? Monday night football, how does it suit you? You've got Port on Sunday?
Yep. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's something, I suppose, strategically we'll have to sit down as a match committee and have a look at how we can rotate the players and maybe increase our rotations. But I think the important bit is now the 24 hours after the game, players making sure they do everything perfect to get the best result going forward.
How do you approach the mental side of this week? You had a fantastic win against the Cats.
Yep.
And then last week against Collingwood was disappointing. You've had another fantastic win against the top 4 team tonight. So do you do anything differently coming into next week's game, or how do you approach it mentally for the players?
I think we've tried to reduce the hype out of games this year a little bit. Maybe as a coach I've been sort of maybe building up the blockbusters against the rival teams that we've played a little bit more than others. So this year I've tried to keep a real, I suppose, even keel across the board emotionally to reduce that, and we'll stay the same process that we've had in place. But I think the merry-go-round of up and down will be really important for us to make sure that we can cement our spot in the top 8, and consistency is the biggest thing for us.
Rhodes, thank you for your time tonight. Well done. 3 of the last 4, including last year's grand finalists.
Thanks, fellas.
Good luck on Sunday. Sunday afternoon football, it'll be Carlton the Blues, Port Adelaide, and on Sunday...